because that's where all the people left the comments on the shit out there. I'm trying to use them for. Well, when in doubt.
Didn't you just send me screenshots earlier?
Yep, I sure did. That's because I know how to get it on my phone, but I don't hear. Freaking desktop. Nobody uses desktop Facebook these days.
Yeah, I ain't know how to maneuver. If I get on desktop,
Right, that's why I'm lost.
I ain't know how to maneuver.
That's all I'm lost.
Yeah, man, your shit backwards. You're supposed to be restreaming on the computer.
I know. But the video quality's better on my phone than my computer.
How is that possible?
Don't tell me, man.
You see, we can go with the camera on your phone. See what it look like. No, I mean your computer.
Oh.
Not your phone.
It was the video that we did last time, but it was like choppy and in and out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. What am I using? I have a charge today. Well, like 65. Oh, 55 now. What happened?
Go to facebook.com/saved
Oh, where that's what we have to do.
or click saved on the left side of the newsfeed.
Oh, right. If I miss
So
it,
go to
home.
newsfeed. Click the 3 dots.
3 dots. No. Saved. Ha.
There you
Ha ha ha. Wow.
You know games on right now?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Boston and
Pacers.
Indiana
Oh,
playing,
yeah.
and I think Detroit and Milwaukee's playing. Detroit getting stomped out without Blake.
I mean,
hurry up
games-
so we can watch these games. Come on.
How many games you supposed to be missing?
Blake's out for the playoffs. He's done.
What, the rest of the season?
Yeah, he's out.
What's wrong
Well,
with it?
he's been on one leg the whole second half of the season.
Nah, I don't really follow them. I didn't know what was his
Yeah,
name.
he out for the playoffs. So was Boogie. He done too.
I know Boogie. I seen that, but like Blake was a knee. What?
Blake was his hamstring.
He out like every
Yeah, every year.
playoffs.
Yeah, that's because he
Like,
carried
I
TV like
wouldn't-
y'all can do this now.
I would never pay that dude. Him and Chris Paul, like they never are healthy in the postseason.
That's true, man.
Ever.
Yeah, that's probably because they be carrying teams.
Probably sick of carrying.
Not even that. They be too tired.
Boogie not getting paid again.
Oh, Boogie done. I think his career over, man. Like that's the same leg too. It's a different injury, but it's the same leg. He gonna have problems with that leg the whole rest of his career if he comes back.
What's the injury?
Quad.
It's the same leg he tore his Achilles in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Same exact
Barkley
leg.
said he had that. He said it was a long recovery. I was watching Inside the NBA. He said he knew as soon as he seen it what it was because he had the same
All right,
exact
got
thing.
it up. Ready to go. And then let me just pull up Jared Dudley's bum self. Yo,
always
Drew
talking
said he ain't lying though. I said, oh.
Nah, when he was laughing, I mean, that was ignorant, yo. Like, don't
Oh, yeah,
even
the ignorant
apologize.
one.
You gonna
Oh
laugh.
yeah,
Like,
Karis
that
LeVert's crying too. Yeah, I
was-
forgot.
that was mad.
I mean, it was when I watched that. So that's fucked up.
Hey, man, it's the playoffs.
Why Jared Dudley look like a combination of Tony Parker and Tim Duncan in one dude?
Wow.
You do.
He always talk trash. He used to talk trash
Look
about
at him.
Melo.
Look, he's a strange looking dude.
What was he accomplished?
7-point career average. That's what he's done.
He a solid role
He
player.
ain't even solid. He's just a role player.
No, he definitely solid.
He averaging 5 points this year.
Yeah, but the stuff he do don't really show up on the stat sheet. Like that's why he always end up on the
Let's see how
team.
many minutes he's been averaging this year. Minutes
It
played.
don't even matter. I guarantee you, he will be in the league.
Yeah, he's been in the league for
Forever.
13 years.
Right. He's
On 13 different teams.
he's a
That's
servant.
the
Yeah.
definition of average.
Right. That's the definition of
Of
a
journeyman.
role player.
Of journeyman.
Journeyman role player. He's just here for the experience
The Viking experience.
and for practices. Man, he's a solid defender.
What up, though?
Looking at his career average.
Yeah, I am, man. I don't know.
Got that shit.
I can't say I paid attention to him, so I don't know.
Nobody does, right? So the barbershop for days. Him, Karis LeVert said it was ignorant. Did you see when Ben and Joel?
I just don't want to talk trash. No, know nothing about. You know what I mean? If he really,
He said. Oh, is he a decent?
if he's a decent role player,
I don't think so. But Drew said so. Man.
I mean, you see how long he been in the league?
That's fine.
Like,
When you average
that's
5
true.
points,
You know how many role players ain't in the league?
but he don't got. So
I mean,
how's he?
obviously
He said
bringing-
Ben is great in transition, but he's average in the half court. Is what he said.
Okay. Is
I'm
he,
way out
is
for
he
that.
lying though?
That's-
Like
that's
he
true.
ain't saying nothing. That's
We'll
not
talk about it. We'll talk about it.
That is true.
Like-
I know that's exactly what he said.
He said, "Well, I got a different view on this now." And then,
this may be true.
and then,
Yeah, they never try to keep me in the angle.
I'm trying to like. All right, that's better. That's good, right? All right, so then, and then Karis LeVert was mad because Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons were laughing when Embiid gave, who was it, Jared Allen that elbow?
Wait, what happened?
Give
That
it
was
the
a
UFC elbow.
mean elbow. Oh my.
You seen the elbow? That
No, I didn't see it, but I saw where not Ben. Joel was apologizing. He started cracking up.
Yeah.
I saw that video, but I
Because
didn't see the elbow.
he elbowed the mess out of
Yo, I have no idea how that man stayed.
How is he?
Show me
He's a
real
tough
quick.
dude. Yeah.
But I mean, you've seen it though. He
Like,
should have been knocked out. Cold.
He should have been unconscious.
I mean, knocked out.
I gotta see this, man. I don't apologize. Yo, so are Ben and Joel close or no? Like, what's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I would hope so. Shit.
I gotta see the elbow. I saw him apologizing. He was like, I'm not usually humble. That's why I'm laughing. I
Because
was
he's
like,
not.
yo, you a G. Right in the neck.
Yeah, cracked him.
I want to see the
I'll try to see. I'll try to get
Hey man, Shaq did that his whole career.
Yeah, that's why he's
So,
in the Hall of Fame for just straight up.
Bows all day.
Oh,
But with Shaq, to add insult to injury, he would bow you and then they call foul on you. Like you fouled his elbow with your face.
UFC,
Turned
he
around.
got right up there, and he took that charge
Yeah, he got. That's what I'm saying. Like how did he pop right back up?
because he got
From
that
a
hair.
Joel
He got that
elbow.
hair.
He ain't hit him in the hair, man.
See, look at this.
He knocked the mess out.
Bam!
Right in the side of the neck. I was like, right in the side of the
Right in
neck.
the nerve.
Boom.
And then they asked him about Joby, started laughing, and Ben was like, "Bro, don't laugh. They don't do this."
He started cracking
And then we got Ben's comments. We'll talk about Kofi for like 30 seconds, and then Tiger. We'll shout him out for like because some people still hate Tiger, so we can't. Tiger. People are like, how can people cheer that man? I'm like, all right.
How can people not cheering, man?
Come on, Billy,
Why
Billy.
people hate him?
Yeah, why did we come on? Who hates him?
Oh, you know everything he went through. People were like he ruined his family and all this. And we
Because he
can't-
cheated.
They still mad over
Yeah.
that?
I bet you every single one of them that's mad. I'm not like
It's a
I'm
long
not
time.
He's on like, listen, first of all.
I wish everybody that's bad at that probably cheated themselves. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't even, like, come on.
Yo, you gotta see
You know what I
that.
mean? Huh? That's why, you know.
I swear I thought I heard the basketball game in my headphones.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's real.
Oh, that's
low.
why I heard.
No,
I thought I was tripping.
It's real low, but I'll mute it. I don't know how you heard. You got some good ass ears. Damn.
No, you just got some good ass mics.
Yeah, what it is. Yeah, don't blame me. Don't say Don't say it was me. All right. Oh wait, and then
That's
there's
crazy. Yo, Indiana leading by 2 with 1 minute to go.
What? They were up by 10.
Man, you know Boston, man. They gonna
You know
come
they
back.
don't. We're gonna look like we have legit chat rolling here. So this is from all platforms, whoever's on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
That's disrespectful, yo. Milwaukee should feel some kind of way. They on NBA TV. Like,
Yeah. You know their series don't matter.
like, it's like they the best record in the league and they on NBA TV.
Their series don't matter. You know their series don't matter.
That's messed up. That's messed up,
You got the
yo.
worst commentators in the NBA.
That's yo.
NBA TV so dry and dull.
It is.
That's
What they did is try
disrespectful.
to copy off NFL Network when it came out.
All right.
Remember the old when it first came NFL Network? NFL replay
Yeah.
on Tuesdays with Warren Sapp saying the commercial.
On the sleepover. You used to see that all the time.
NFL Network.
And then remember the commercial? What was the commercial? That sounds like a lot of Gatorade.
Oh, nationally we call it
Oh,
ourselves
yeah.
Gatorade.
We call ourselves Gatorade. All right, ready when you are. All right. You probably like these. Oh, yeah.
I know we always take it all long as shit to start. Cool on it. Let's get to work.
He's playing the intro first.
Well, I'm pressing record. You're gonna hear the intro and then just come in.
All right.
Just gonna slide right in.
You want Philly, Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
Philly special. Ready?
Now, it's the Philly Special Podcast. Here are your hosts, Victor and Brandon.
What is going on, everybody? We're back for another episode of the Philly Special Podcast. We're your host, Victor.
Brandon.
And today we got a lot of good topics to talk about. We got some shout outs for some things we missed last weekend. We got a lot of Ben Simmons talk. Ben Simmons has been a hot commodity this last week. He said a lot of things. He said a lot of things. So we'll touch on that, and then
So
we
what's
also
the Ben Simmons podcast again?
It might be. It just might be, man, because he always got something to say. And then we also have an interesting conversation about players we would give up Ben Simmons for if it came down to it. Like not the obvious ones, but we had some.
I don't got anybody, but he might.
I don't got nobody, but a lot of people got some, and they let us know. So we'll touch that. So first. What are we gonna do first? What do you want to do first?
Let's talk about Ben Simmons while we're talking about it.
Why Ben Simmons? We got a lot of topics on Ben Simmons.
I know. We'll talk about the most important thing, man. This guy's getting slick with the tongue out there, man. What's
Slick
going
with the
on?
tongue?
He's getting slick with the mouth.
All right.
It's like I get it. He's a kid, but he's mouthing off with the reporters and stuff that you might as well just straight up be honest about. Man, you're caught, man. You know, you hanging out with the Kardashians too long, you sound like one of them. You know? Then we got to worry about the playoff, man. You worried about the regular season game. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, so first, before we get to that topic, you weren't
Sound like Irish.
You weren't for the
Yeah.
I know. So we'll get into the discussion.
Not a
about first, so
game.
he was talking
Not a
about,
game.
Playoff.
Yeah, that is
Playoff.
what he said, isn't it? So we'll get Brandon's input first on his comments on when he was just like about the fans when he's like if they're gonna boo then they can stay on that side. How'd you feel about that?
Oh,
comment?
pull up your panties on there. I don't know how else to say it. I can't even keep it. I can't even say, well, you know, there's no justification to that, man. You're just a punk. Like, come on, man. Obviously, you're losing. If you suck, they're gonna boo. What do you expect? That's any. I don't care if you're in Philly. I don't care if you're in Toledo, man. I don't know who's in Toledo, but
Toledo.
Come on, man. You got to tighten up. Like, there's no way that you stay over there. Like, that's your fans. That's what they do. They pay a lot of money for those seats to watch you guys win, not lose. Come on, man.
Yeah,
you gotta.
It's when I first heard that, I was like, "Oh, don't turn heel now. Don't
No,
do that. You don't want to turn."
He's
on
not even
fans.
turning heel. He's just turning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just that the fans have been supporting him even without the jump shot. Fans are defending him. Well, some of them are saying like, he's still good and all this. And now if he's mad because people spend all these money on tickets, they spend all this money on merch, and they spend all this money on food and concessions when they get there. And then of course they're going to be upset when you have a dog crap performance.
Yeah.
So there's we are when like you can't be mad about that. And Joel handled it right after that. He said, "I understand why they're mad. We didn't play right, and that's why they're mad."
Jimmy said the same thing.
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah,
said it.
exactly.
Yeah, and Jimmy said, exactly the
Come
same
on,
thing. So
bro.
he shouldn't be. He needs to.
I'm telling you, man, the Kardashians, they bring us brothers.
And then you see how quick he changes tune now. The next day, he said, "Oh, it's Philly. I love how they." No,
Get out of
don't.
here,
He
man.
wasn't
That's
doing that.
because
He wasn't doing that willingly.
He looked on Twitter as soon as he was done talking to the media. He was like, "Oh."
He said, "Oh, Elton Brand was like, boy, you nuts? Like, are you insane?"
Probably give him a 2-piece in the locker room.
Elton Brand was like, "Well, you got one day to fix this before we won't know." So we fixed it the next day. So
was a
he
bad
got a little.
look.
He got a little. That was really bad. But I don't know if it's as bad as this next look. About this little, about it more than I do. About it was Orlando and partying, or what was it?
Yeah, so apparently, during the regular season, there was an Orlando game. He sat out because of a stomach bug or something. That's what it was, a stomach bug. That was his excuse for sitting out. And apparently, the truth is out that he was actually partying in I think it was New York or something like that. He was out in New York partying. And then, he was sick because he got too drunk. He was sick. That's the reason why he sat out.
Drunk? Oh, that's what it
yeah,
was?
he got too sick from partying the night before, and he sat out.
Oh.
And so he got addressed about it. And he said, "Oh, you want to talk about regular season? It's the playoffs now, right? We only talk about playoffs. I'm only answering playoff questions."
Man.
I said,
no.
I just saw that this morning. I was still wiping the tears on my eyes from
Just
waking
glasses
up.
off, like, wait,
Hold on.
Getting the crust out the corner?
Yeah, I was getting the crust out my eyes. I'm like, this man just really say this?
Yeah, this isn't good.
I said, did he just say the other thing 2 days ago?
Yeah, this
Oh,
isn't-
man, this guy's he's a drama.
This isn't good.
We talking about practice,
Oh, man.
not a
So-
game.
So do you think
Not
that's
a
true?
game.
Do you think that's true?
Man,
I seen the
I
article.
think it's
Sheridan
true,
wrote it,
man.
right?
But I probably think it's true. Why else would he react like that? You gonna talk about regular season, man?
Because maybe his agent was like, don't just don't speak on it.
No, just speak on it. Like I would laugh it off. I don't care how many people go out and party. I'd be like, yeah, man, mistake. Yeah, I really, And I would have just played off like, yeah, well, my stomach was sick the next morning. I thought it was a stomach bug.
He was
I didn't know I had too
probably
much to
thrown
drink.
He probably caught off guard or
Yeah, he was
annoyed.
on-
But he was just like, all right, man, I'm not doing this.
Nah, I don't think he was caught off guard. I think that's true, and I think he's just a.
But you read the article about Sheridan wrote an article stating that Elton Brand thought he was uncoachable and apparently wanted to trade him. I don't know.
Whoa,
how.
what?
Oh, well, I never heard of this.
When was
the
this?
Sheridan article? Oh my
Oh.
goodness, it's all over the place. Yeah, about how
Pop locking at the
Elton-
Sheraton?
I have to pull it up real quick.
Like recently?
Yeah, it was recent. It was like
Locking at the
yesterday, the day before,
Holiday.
and it was. I'll have to pull it up.
Uncoachable.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember the exact quote.
So
Wow.
I have to pull it up real quick, but yeah, so that's why they asked him about that question because it came up in the article. So that's why it came up like that.
I mean,
They didn't
that's
just
a-
ask him for the heck of it.
That's a weird thing for the GM to say. I mean, that's something the coach. You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
I never heard Brett Brown say nothing like that,
Yeah.
so that's strange.
There was like Brett Brown, Simmons responded to unflattering reports of dysfunction. There was Chris Sheridan said that Brett Brown is coaching for his life and that Ben Simmons missed a regular season game in Orlando because he was out partying. According to the report, the Sixers are also a mess internally. Blah 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 blah.
I don't believe the hype, man. They
Yeah, I
can't-
know. And Sheridan's not even a credible source, to be honest.
Yeah.
The thing is, the way he responded to
Yeah, it's
that
right here,
question.
too.
But listen,
Yeah,
the
it's
way
right
he responded to that question is like you could have said like, "Are you?" There's a million other ways I could think. I'm not gonna go down the list. That you could have responded to that than saying, "Oh, we're gonna talk about regular season. Let's talk about playoffs." That's not the right answer to that question, man. Even if it's not true, you know, I just don't think if it wasn't true, why would you answer it that way?
Right.
You know?
They said the
No, I'm
Sixers-
really asking you for an answer.
of how else to go about it.
Yeah, help me out, man.
How else to go about it?
Help me out. Yeah, if he's not guilty to the accusation,
Right.
why would he respond that way?
Because, like I said, he's probably annoyed. Or he was either one, caught off guard, or he was too annoyed about the article in the first place, and now he knows he's going to have to address this. So I guess he's just trying to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, I don't think he was prepared for that
Yeah,
question.
I don't think he was prepared for it either.
You shouldn't have to be prepared about it, man. Just let the truth fly out either way.
Oh, man.
He was ready to ask him, you know,
So
basketball
are they really?
questions.
Yeah.
But
He was
are they?
like,
But
"Ooh,
are they
what?"
really prepared for any questions at all? You know,
Mm.
you can get in there. You could prep for like the regular stats questions, this, that, and how your team did. But are they really, honestly, do they really know the questions that they're gonna be
Of
hit
course
with?
not. Of course not.
Exactly.
We
So
have-
you gotta be ready for anything,
Just a
man.
quick-
That's no excuse to me.
So I got Brandon. So Billy Warburton in the chat said he pissed that he got caught, which is Brandon's case. So,
Exactly. He's pissed he got caught.
So
man.
if that's really the case. But this quote, real quick, before I know Drew has a point, but says, but the Sixers are a mess internally, with Brown having long ago lost the locker room following the acquisition of Jimmy Butler, but before the acquisition of Tobias Harris. The breaking point came at a game in Portland when Brown had Bruce Bowen address the team about a San Antonio Spurs culture, a speech that went over like a lead balloon to such an extent that Joel Embiid and Bowen got into each other's faces. I feel like that
Embiid
would
and who?
and Bruce Bowen for whatever reason. But-
I don't believe that. That don't even make
Yeah,
sense.
And then and if this did happen, this would have blew up a long time ago, like way before. If this was back before the Tobias Harris trade, this would have got blown up a long time ago. So, yeah.
I was just going to give an update real quick because
Sure.
Boston was losing by 2, but they came back and won that game
They won it.
by 8.
Oh, Indiana, what are you doing?
Yeah, man, they was just winning. Like,
They're pacing too much.
Crazy.
You see what I did there?
They're
Pacers.
pacing.
The pacing. Got dad jokes for days,
Yeah,
man.
So Ben Simmons has some just gotta. I think he's young, immature. Just gotta work on his lip a little bit. Or
A little
not,
bit,
yeah.
man.
Hold his tongue. Hold your tongue, man.
he
Hold
trying
your
to talk
tongue.
his way out of Philly.
Trying
He's
to-
going to L.A.
Nah,
That's
bro,
what
that's not what I'm trying to hear right
That's
now.
exactly what
That's
he
not what I'm trying to hear
He wants
right
to
now.
go home to his Kardashian money.
Oh, that's not what I'm trying to hear.
I don't
It's
wanna
the
hear it
truth.
either, but,
He's
hey.
acting like one of them, man. I'm telling you, he's in a sunken place. That's how they act. It's stage 2.
He said the
It's
Kardashians
stage
made
2.
him drink the tea.
Yeah,
Good
it's stirring
tea.
that tea.
All right, that's fine. That is fine.
Spoon still spinning, man.
All right. So, all right. So this is the topic. So this was after game 1, before game 2. I want to set the expectation that this is before his groundbreaking performance. Well, not groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking, man.
Yeah,
He was
groundbreaking.
mad at the
His
world. He was like,
his
"Oh,
redeeming performance.
Y'all want to boo?
Yeah.
Y'all want to boo?
You see his
Okay.
face.
I'm gonna give you what you want.
So I
I'ma
put
give you
up-
what you want.
So I asked some listeners, and I said, so what would you trade Ben for? Like, minus the obvious players, stay away from the top 10, the Hardens, the Stephs, the KDs, because those are obvious. But what players that you would give up Ben for? Away from the obvious ones. So before we get into the comments of what people, because we got some crazy scenarios in here. Before we get into those, anybody in here have any clue to what you would trade Ben for and get maybe somewhat of a return back that it'd be worth it?
You excluded all the people I would trade him for.
Yeah, minus the top 10. Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, like Kawhi, like obviously that. But like
Nobody.
anybody else,
Nobody.
like anybody under like
Nobody.
nobody. Drew,
Nobody.
I wouldn't even trade him for Kawhi. I mean,
Yeah.
who's your point guard?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
we already don't have a backup point guard basically as it is, unless you want to count
Right.
TJ, but
Right. Yeah, I didn't have too many answers either.
we need a point guard. I wouldn't trade him for Kawhi.
Gotcha. So first comment. No way I'd trade Ben after 2 years.
Exactly. That's my
respectable.
thing too. Is
Respectable.
we didn't give him enough time
Right.
yet. Like I said.
This is one of the
Thank you,
one of the few
Sam
smart guys.
Hinkie.
This is Mr. Troy Pugh that gave us that. All right. Now we have Will Keenan, De'Aaron Fox, and Buddy Hield. You would get that package to trade Ben Simmons. Fox,
No.
Buddy Hield, top 10 3-point percentage this year, and De'Aaron Fox is arguably the fastest player.
No.
Is that worth Ben
See, I
Simmons?
want him to stop chucking up threes. So no.
All right.
That's a no from
How you
me.
feel about that, Drew?
Man, I ain't even. It didn't even register what she said. So obviously,
They
I wasn't even hearing
They
it.
said
So it wasn't enough.
De'Aaron Fox and
No.
Buddy Hield package.
No.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute.
Oh, here we go.
I might have to think about that because Buddy Hield.
Top 10.
First off, you're gonna need another 3-point shooter soon because Redick is not gonna be around too much longer.
Nope.
You
eating something over there?
Just a little ice. I'm gonna have to come back to that, man. So De'Aaron Fox and Buddy, and I might have to think about that one.
All right. Well, you think about
Like
it.
I said, it's a point guard, so you need a point guard, so that might work.
Billy Warburton said Dame Lillard. That I was
hell
getting
yeah.
to that.
That's easy. That's no brainer.
Listen, only way I'm
We'll
gonna
come back to
trade-
Dame Lillard.
The
We'll
only way
come
I'm
back
going to trade Ben Simmons for another point guard is if they can do what Ben can do and more, which is shoot. So they got to have the whole Ben Simmons package plus a shot.
Right.
That's you know what I mean. There's not a lot of people that have the rest of Ben Simmons package.
Exactly.
You know, so that's kind of
I agree.
you know, Ben Simmons is a beast besides the shooting aspect, and at the day that still speaks high volumes. You just get that one thing down
Agree.
in the mouth.
When did we trade NCW? Was that the second year?
His second year.
That was the
The
second
year
year,
after his
right?
rookie
Yeah,
year.
like so. We be basically doing the same thing we did with MCW if we did that. Like, nah, don't do that, man.
All
Let
right.
this man let him develop.
Let him ride.
Yeah.
Let him ride. All right. Next, we have either Luka or D'Angelo Russell.
No.
Nah.
And I think I replied back
Somebody
to
said,
him.
wait till the next one, man.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Oh, the next one. This next one. Oh, that was John Vincent Troy who said that.
Did they know you shouting them out? But you give
Yeah, I told them all.
Give them love.
I told them all. They wanted to be on.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong thing. All
Yeah,
right,
like,
so
how many are there?
there's a few,
A few.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
like
how many is a
like
few?
a list, like
What's your definition of
maybe
a few?
like 10 to 15.
I was taught a few mean 3.
All right, there's like 10 to
That look like
15.
more
There's
than
like
3
10 on
to
this
me.
one, and there's like 15 on the other.
We going down all of them?
We going to say yes or no? We going to go quick.
That's a lot of shout
Yeah, go quick. Come on, let's speed it up. That's a lot of shout outs. It's gonna take up like 15 minutes.
Okay, we only got. We'll just go through. We'll just go through the thing. All right,
We love all y'all. That's what we gonna say.
All right.
You gotta talk like the micro machines, man.
Yeah. All right, Ingram and Kuzma.
No,
False. All right, next one, Devin Booker. Oh, you got to think about it.
By himself, no.
no, yeah.
Like I said,
You wouldn't trade that for Devin Booker
We still
straight
need
up?
a point guard. Who's running the
Victor,
offense?
would you trade it for Devin Booker?
I think about it long and hard.
No.
Long and hard. Devin Booker is something. All right. Clippers. Now, this is the one I laughed at because I almost just deactivated Facebook after this. He said, do you see it?
Yeah, I do see it.
He says Clippers package Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Landry Shamet back, and Montrezl Harrell, all for Ben Simmons. None of those
Let's
players
not
can hold a
even-
candle to Ben
let's-
Simmons. Yeah, don't even entertain that.
Don't even shout
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Whoever
not
that is.
saying-
We
out.
would have made a mad face.
Yeah, there's
We
all
not
mad
gonna-
faces on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not going to embarrass
All right,
you.
so we have Jamal Murray and Mike Porter Jr. But the thing about Porter Jr. is he has the back that would make Tony Romo
No.
look healthy. So,
First
No.
off, Jamal Murray ain't going nowhere.
right. You seen him in the fourth quarter the other day?
That was
21 to 4.
insane. Yeah, he solidified his spot. He's staying there
cool.
now.
All right, so we disagree on that one. Luca, that's coming up.
We already
We'll
said
address
that.
that.
We
We'll
already
address
said
that. You said yes or no to Luca?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nah, I said nah.
Oh, okay.
Point guard, bro. Like, we
Yeah,
need a
another
point
point
guard.
guard.
I'm
All
not
right,
trading
we
him
got-
for nobody else's.
We got Jason Tatum. No.
Yeah, so only look at the
hell
point.
no.
Only look at the point guard options. I would say because it's like it wouldn't make no sense to trade for anybody.
It don't got to be a straight up. At least have a package with
All right.
a
All right.
point
So,
guard.
they said,
Yeah.
so they said, well, Kemba's a free agent though, so you can't. Really trade
No.
him. Yeah. And then they're saying
Arms too short to box with God.
Smoosh and Kwame, they think they're funny. Devin Booker, Paul George, but he's top 10, so he don't count. And then D'Angelo Russell. So that's the end of that one. So let me go to the next one over, and then we'll get these out the way. All right, so Luka's turning up a lot in these. Any starting point guard that can make a free throw.
Wow.
That's a whole lot of point guards.
Yeah, that's a lot of point guards.
Luka or D'Angelo Russell again.
Who said that?
You said what? Anyone with a point guard?
Yeah,
or anyone that can
that's-
shoot a free throw? His name was John Holiday, but he's a Giants fan.
man.
Sixers and Giants fan somehow. Okay. All right. And then we have some pizza and breadsticks. Funny.
What?
That's what
Traded
I'm
for
talking
pizza
about.
and breadsticks?
Wouldn't trade him if I had to. De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield. That's coming up again. Somebody
mad
said
at
no
that.
one. And then said, this guy said, I would only trade him due to the fact that he may walk and get nothing in return. So he didn't put a name. He just put a scenario. So
How long is he signed for?
who?
Ben, we got him
Till
for
next
3
year.
more years?
Yeah, I think
Next year? That's it?
1, 2. This is his.
This
Well,
is his
you-
second year. Well,
Yeah,
all right,
this
no,
is
he
third year
sat
plan.
out the
Yeah,
he sat
so
out the
next
first.
year's his last year before
yeah.
the deal.
Oh
Yeah, so
man, that's right.
We're
Wow.
coming up on the end of that deal.
Probably
There's no way he
won't.
walks though. That's another conversation. But
There's no way. I don't know, bro.
All
That's,
right.
that's
I bet your Magic's gonna be like, listen, it's not tampering now. She's gonna be like, yo,
Right.
come to LA, man.
Yeah,
Your
ain't tampering,
contract's
let's
up,
do it.
and I'll be back in LA. Don't worry, this is only just a.
Yo,
That's
him and
usually
Brown
cool
would be
to
a
LA.
problem.
This is
Ben and Brown?
Magic's.
Yes.
the same dude.
Listen, this is
Nah,
Magic's
but Ben
recruiting
playing
tactic.
point though. So you know what I mean. So LeBron can do what his thing on the 3 or 4 or whatever. Like that would be a problem.
Right. Since Luka came up so much, I put up a poll. I'm asking who would people take long term between Ben Simmons and Luka Doncic. We got 96 votes, and it literally was 50-50 down the middle. I couldn't do that again if I tried. It started off rough though. Like after 50 votes, it was 65 Luka and 35 Ben, and then I guess some more Ben people came. But it was looking bad at first. So I was like, people really think Luka is the thing. And then,
People can only vote one time, right?
Right.
It ain't- all
Once and that's it. Yeah. Nah, nobody's voting for Luka 15 times.
Okay, I was making sure it ain't fit.
Nah. So that's that. So any thoughts on that before we move on? No.
Good.
Oh, Dame Lillard. Oh, we never came back to that. So what do you think about Dame Lillard?
Yeah, I definitely would.
You think about it? Or
Straight
you
up? That was straight up trade?
I definitely
Ben for Dame
as a straight up trade.
Yeah. These are two. But while you think about that,
How
these are
old
my
is
two.
Dame Lillard?
Yeah,
now?
that's what I was thinking. How much time he
He's
got
28.
left?
He's younger than Butler.
Yeah, you got a little bit of time left.
I think I would make that trade in a heartbeat. To be honest,
I don't
you, got,
know.
you might have to throw in a pick in there too. But
So these are the only two players I would consider is Dame and Bradley Beal.
man,
Man.
right now in my head, I'm just picturing our team minus Ben with Damian Lillard and everybody else. What?
Wait, you just said you would trade him for Bradley Beal?
No, I said those are the two players I would think about is Ben and Bradley Beal.
No,
I mean Dame and Bradley Beal. My bad.
I'm just saying, like, just picture our team real quick. Just take 3 seconds out in your head. Just picture it with Damian Lillard minus Ben Simmons.
Minus Ben with this team with Embiid and like Tobias and Jimmy still here.
Yeah,
it'd be
everybody else.
something.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, maybe Jimmy could be Jimmy, and then Embiid would be in the post by himself. We're supposed to be.
The only way Jimmy gonna be Jimmy, we get another coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. He's a pick and roll
So this
guy.
is what I want to do on a future show. I want to talk about if Ben and Embiid are limiting each other's potential. Like by them both being there, are they ever gonna are they hampering each other's ability? That's what that'll. Ben and Embiid, by both of them being there at the same time, are they limiting each other basically?
No.
Nah,
Simple answer. You
Yeah.
ain't gotta wait for that.
Oh well, we don't got to need episode
No.
for that. All right, well, that ends that. You don't think Ben limits Embiid in a way? And
Absolutely
Embiid doesn't let
not.
Ben Simmons in a way?
No,
All right.
absolutely
All
not.
right.
I
I
don't
was just
see
saying,
how.
man.
How? Like,
Yeah, exactly. You see
elaborate.
Embiid
That's what
doing
that
his
was-
thing.
yeah.
Embiid is doing his
Because
thing.
they both always in the post throwing each other elbows, so that's why.
Oh yeah.
Ben almost averaging a triple double.
Exactly.
And
I hear you. I hear you.
I mean, no. I mean, look at the stats. Obviously, they're not.
Right. I got you. I hear you. All right. So next we'll talk about this really is a Ben Simmons centric one, but we have Jared Dudley out here. So this man said that we'll agree to disagree. So yeah, this guy basically. So Jared Dudley, they asked him about Ben Simmons.
Who?
He said he's essentially he's amazing in transition, but once you get him in the half court, he is average. I just want to say that this man's career has been nothing but average, and he's probably the straight NBA definition of average. But Drew has a point saying he's what did you say he was?
I just said he was a journeyman. A role player,
That
a
makes you
journeyman
average.
role player.
Yeah, you're average in my book.
Nah, but if he was average, he wouldn't be in the league. He's been in the league a long time.
Average people are in the league.
Who?
Like Daniel Gallinari, he's average.
Oh man,
You're not average?
I'm about to turn your mic.
You're
on.
not average?
How is
Because he
Gal?
can shoot a three.
What? What you mean now? Maybe
Yeah,
now.
man.
'cause
I'm
all-
saying
all the
I'm not saying
injuries-
his career. I'm saying like now. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
all right.
because
Let me
of
think of
injuries,
some
though.
careers that are
That's not-
average. All right, we can come back.
Yeah, that boy was nice when he
Jared
was.
Bayless, he's average.
What
We
about,
would know
what
that.
about careers that's been average in the past 10 years? So
All right.
Vince
See,
Carter's
but
still
what
in
you're
the league.
saying is average. You understand that even like
That's my bad, though.
the 16th player on the bench was probably like the top scorer in his state. You understand? Everybody in the NBA is dumb nice.
Yeah, you
know what
get the
I'm
point,
saying?
man.
I mean, Jared Dudley
Yeah.
would drop 50 on my head, but I'm just
Like, Dumb nice.
Throw elbow to the right side of your neck.
Yeah. So that's the next part. So Karis LeVert thought it was disrespectful because Joel and Embiid were laughing at the fact that Embiid threw him an
This man
elbow.
is 6'7", dog. Yeah,
6'7". So do we think that was disrespectful for them to laugh at? Because I told Drew earlier, he was like, he's not lying. I said, oh wow.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're grown men. I don't think
Right,
if
suck it
somebody
up.
thinks it's
Suck it
disrespectful,
up.
then they just suck it up. I hate, there's just a lot of. That's the thing about like today's age. Everybody plays the victim role. But that's a topic for another day.
Karis LeVert, and I like Karis LeVert as a player, honestly.
Yeah, he had a good season.
shouldn't be laughing. He could have hurt him really bad.
It was disrespectful, but
You said it
I
was
don't care.
disrespectful?
No, it definitely was, but I don't care.
I don't think it was
But
disrespectful.
even if it is,
But
oh,
yo,
well.
it's the playoffs, man. That's what we do.
He said elbows got
It
thrown.
was disrespect. He elbowed the mess out that man,
Yeah, he did.
and
I mean, he threw a whole
it was
side.
disrespectful. Even and Barkley said the same thing on Inside the NBA. But it is what it is.
Oh, here
You
we
mad?
are. Here we are.
Here we go.
What you
Game
gonna
3.
do? What you gonna do?
Let's
Here we
get
go.
it.
Game 3. Right.
I don't
It's getting
know,
chippy out
coach.
here. Everybody
Hey,
in the
look.
Sixers play get chippy. What
We
is
can
going
dap
on?
it up after we done. Right now, we enemies, so it's whatever.
So how about this? Are we the most hated teams like outside of the Warriors right now? Like the Sixers?
Who hates us?
Everybody, what are you talking? Everybody looks talking on B. They don't like his
No,
mouth.
Sixers fans hate us right now.
Okay.
You know what I think it is?
I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, I saw ESPN all over
Sixers fans be
Facebook.
crying, yo. You should have seen the reaction to the game one, man. They were like, cut Ben, trade Ben, get rid of Ben,
Fire Brett.
It was nuts after game one, but rightfully so because it was awful.
That was a horrible
awful,
game. They
man.
wasn't ready for the
Nah,
game.
They wasn't
at
ready
all.
for that. And then game two came around. That's why I put that meme up because you know how Ben was game two walking into that presser. He was
I
like,
never seen nothing like that. 145.
yeah, that's how you
I've
respond.
never seen
That's how you
that
respond.
in the playoffs.
See, man, this is why I'm a football guy, because you'll never hear, like, punk comments like they make in the NBA, man. They're a bunch of little, like drama queens and stuff, and they just, anyway.
All right.
Because some of the stuff you talk about, like, you know, you say, oh, what do you think about, they act soft, and in the NFL they wouldn't act the same way. They'll own up to this stuff, you know?
That sounds like a transition to the fight.
It does.
NBA, NFL.
Yeah.
Who's fighting?
Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, barbershop talk. Launch it. Launch the barbershop talk. So first,
The barbershop.
barbershop talk. I talked about it briefly on the reaction pod, but now we got Brandon here because you know he
Let's talk about
loves
what
himself a
Jalen
good fight.
Mills did,
So
man.
here we are.
He loves a good fight.
Jalen Mills whooped that ass, boy. Like, all right, so
Who was it again?
Jalen Mills and Devin Robinson was the
Devin
guy's name
Robinson.
of the Wizards. Jalen Mills beat up a wizard. Ha!
Yo, man, he beat the mess out of the guy. Out of self-defense, too.
How does that happen? A dude
Listen,
bigger than him?
Listen, that clears it right there. The NFL is not soft, but y'all NBA players are soft, man. How you gonna initiate a fight and get your ass whooped?
So you know what the fight was about, right?
Hospitalized.
You know what the fight was about, right?
What?
So the fight was because Jalen was in DC. Devin Robinson said, "Yo, man, like this ain't your part of town. Like you don't play for no DC teams." Jalen said, "So." And then he got a fight over that.
Neither do you.
And now he don't either.
Neither do you, bro.
He said, "Bro, like he said, get out this picnic space." Like
Jalen got a real contract, bro. What was you going to
Right,
like
man.
a 10-day or like a 2-way with the G League or something?
I don't
Who is
know,
this
too,
dude?
man.
I never even heard of this guy.
I don't know, but nobody knows now because
He's got a 360 deal with a couple of teams.
360 did. He got dropped from the label.
Oh man, he got dropped. And
The
Jalen
irony
Mills-
is that he don't even play. So
Yeah, I know. Man. That's
So
that's
that's
just funny. That's really funny, man. But yeah, so NBA. I mean, NFL players, man, they don't take nothing. That's they come on now. Anybody. They don't care what people think about it, man. I'm saying if it was the Eagles and Philly, you know how they boo us all the time if we do something wrong. Every Eagles player always owns up. You don't hear any lip like that from the Eagles locker room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why in the NBA it's a different story, and I know that this goes for every city.
Right.
Yeah.
And so also the
I hate how you brush my shit off all the time. You just be like, right.
I'm trying to read and look at you at the same time. But I hear you. Nah, football players really are tougher because and they're sick about it because NBA players get paid a ton on more than NFL players do.
Yeah,
so
they
they always
are.
got a chip on the
Yeah.
shoulder right then. So David Robinson is probably making as much as Jalen Mills is,
Yeah.
and he don't even play.
I know.
He certainly don't play now. So that's for sure. So now, prior to us coming in here, the Eagles' schedule got released and it ends with 4 straight division games. Like it's like Redskins, Giants, Redskins, Cowboys. Like I said,
And we open with the Redskins.
Yeah, Redskins
right?
game 1. I heard Saline talking mess
that's fine.
already.
What is it? Case Keenum time? Is that the quarterback? Case Keenum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to remember it because it's so
Yeah,
irrelevant. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Case Keenum.
all right, Case Keenum time.
You know he
We'll
probably
see what we
watching
got.
right now,
We'll
right?
see what we got. Nah, he had Penn
But they
Centers.
don't have any
You think he's
receivers
21?
really right now.
Huh?
They don't have any receivers really right now.
They had because Crowder's
Crowder's
gone.
gone. Garcon.
Garcon is gone. Ooh. Nope.
They don't have anybody
Got
now.
Jordan Reed, but he got a concussion every hour. so yeah, who is he throwing the ball? That's a good question.
You got a quarterback. I mean, let's gonna draft somebody.
Yeah, let me
But
look
they
up their depth chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need to know what's going on. So next, while we're doing that, we got the next topic of barbershop talk. Tiger Woods won the Masters.
Tiger.
Greatest comeback ever.
Yeah, that
I got
was
something.
good, man. That
Speaking of the
actually
greatest comeback ever, but we'll get our thoughts in here. So how we feel about Tiger
I think
Woods?
that was yesterday with the Clippers. That was the greatest comeback.
Yeah,
ever.
it actually comes back to that my
God.
point, but we'll talk about Tiger first. So we're happy for him, right?
Yeah, I'm happy for
Because
Tiger.
some people
man.
are sick
Yeah.
about it, but you know,
I don't get why people are sick about it. How can you hate on somebody's success?
because everybody's like, oh, he ruined his family, oh, he cheated, oh.
His family's is perfect right now, right?
Yeah, looks like it. You
So
seen the
what you
reaction,
say-
hugging his kids and all that?
Yeah, his family's probably better than ever, man.
Yeah, so
Everybody makes
some people like
mistakes.
he can never like I will
Listen,
never
man.
root for Tiger Woods after everything.
Listen,
happened.
man.
I'm glad.
Anybody
he did.
perfect, and I bet you everybody talking that jazz was cheating themselves.
Yep.
You know, like, come on, like, just be real, man. Come on,
Yeah.
act like you walk around like your stuff don't stink. Come on,
Yeah, exactly. That's the bad part.
like, just because he's more magnified and everybody can see his life. Is just more
Right,
like,
right. And we're not the biggest golf fans,
Like,
but we know,
yeah,
we know Tiger Woods.
You know Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Man. That's a good dude. Come on now.
How you feel about it, Drew?
I don't have any
Input. It's golf, right?
any thoughts
'Cause it's
really
golf.
on Tiger too much.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Good.
Congrats to him.
Yeah, I only think about it when he wins.
Yo, look at the receiver. Look at the
Tiger
receiver depth
Woods.
chart. It's empty.
They only have one wide receiver. Brian, quit.
The receivers, dude.
They don't have any.
They got Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, and their wide receiver depth chart is empty.
They
Except
really
for
don't
this dude
have
named
any
Brian
wide.
Quick.
They really don't have any
They
wide
keep you
receivers. Well, how are they going to address that?
They must have camp bodies or something. Oh, Salim, you need to let us
Practice
know.
squad.
What is going on with your squad, man? No receivers on the team. That,
Yeah,
I knew.
you seen that post he put up, right? He already talking work.
That's fine.
Who?
Worm.
Yeah, well, that's that. But speaking of, so the greatest comeback thing, about that, so Steph Curry went on Twitter and he posted saying, "Oh, the greatest comeback in history," and his mentions got flooded with memes of down 3-1, you know, the Cavs won the finals, flooded, and then the night after he lost to the Clippers when they were up by 31. So bad week for Steph.
3-1 and 31. It's
Yeah.
not a good look.
Yeah, 3-1 and then 31. Yeah, that's horrible.
And Boogie's out.
Yeah, Billy said we play full second game of preseason. Yeah, I saw that, and they're building that up as if like Wentz versus Foles, as if they're gonna play the whole game, like it's the first series maybe, and then but that they want to build that up for whatever.
I wish it was a regular season game, man.
Yeah, I know, I wish.
Same as a preseason
Yeah,
game.
I know.
But I guess they did it on purpose because they don't want that yet.
Yeah, I know. If only.
Excuse me, that's a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, all right, this year that'd be something if it ever happened.
Yeah.
This year. So
Yeah, my heart's already kind of split
Heart-
between that.
my
game.
heart.
Yeah.
all right, so
Oh,
yeah,
it's Eagles. Right? You know, no question. I always ride with the Eagles, but man, that's
I
gonna be
know
a tough
Foles is your
one,
man, on the way back since episode 1.
Nah, Foles. I like Winston, but like Foles. I think I'm speaking for every Philly fan. That's gonna be a tough one. Yeah. Like, you want to see your team win, so it's all gonna have to be wins.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that hard.
It's not gonna be that hard. But we want Foles to get another one just because of the type of man he is.
Right. And it's a good man, and he's embracing Jacksonville, so good for him. And his
Yeah, he
family.
is. He bought a house. You see that?
Yeah, yep,
You see
bought a
that?
whole
He
new
bought
house.
a big old. He better.
He got the $88 million contract.
He wasted no time. He's like, we're searching for houses
got this
now.
money.
We need to move them by
Money,
April
Charles.
2nd.
88 mil. He can buy about 3 houses.
Yeah, man. He probably signed. He closed that deal on that house so quick, man.
Right. So last we had for Barbershop Talk today, we meant to bring it up last podcast because WrestleMania was back then, and we don't dabble in wrestling on here, but we have to acknowledge the first ever black WWE champion, and Kofi Kingston, first ever black WWE champion. And he let it be known. I just want y'all to know how important this is. There's been 51 WWE champions, and Kofi is the first black one. So it's a big thing for WWE to understand what's going on. Like we all know, the argument of it's predetermined and scripted and all that stuff, but it's still a big deal for a company like WWE to finally realize the importance of like black excellence in a way. So
I mean, I technically, I don't call him the first black.
it's only because you count like Mark Henry and all them as world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's
yeah,
what
but
I'm saying. Like,
they were never
those were-
WWE champions.
But those were major belts too. And then
it makes sense.
and then back then, the world heavyweight champion had more prestige than the WWE championship.
Well, now the WWE
You know what I
champion
mean?
because now it's gone in the Universal Championship.
Well, right, yeah, I get it, but
So-
that's what I'm saying. Like that was the biggest prestige title back then.
Right.
You know,
but no black guy's ever been WWE champion, like the head of WWE, like the top of WWE.
But to me,
that title has all the lineage of the 50 champions, bro. Back to Bruno Sammartino and all them guys. Like,
I guess, man.
Yeah.
Still
a big deal.
I
You've seen all the outlets make a big deal about it and all that stuff.
They late, man.
They
We
are.
should
They
have a
really-
black president before we have a black champion.
Yeah, right.
It's horrible, yeah. But I guess WWE Vince McMahon was like, all right, man. I guess I gotta stop making Jack White guys the champion.
That's why I'm the real chairman of the board.
That's why. That's why you're the real chairman of the board. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that because I put it up there.
I mean, so what's the date on? What's the debate on Roman Reigns? Is he black or what?
Samoan.
Well,
and then
Samoan.
people
It's
say
like
Same thing
some
with The
black-
Rock.
There's
Rock
people
got
argue
some
The
black
Rock too.
women
Like
too.
the Rock
Yeah,
argue The
'cause he's
Rock
half
too.
black,
Like
half
he's
Samoan and all
yeah.
this. And then
Like,
some people.
what kind of category you throw them in?
So we throw him in the Samoan because The Rock embraces his Samoan heritage more than he embraces his black heritage.
I know that,
So that's why they committed that song. But Kofi's like the first straight like black.
but then Roman Reigns, he come and hit you with the "I'm in remission, y'all."
yeah,
I'm like,
now he
that's the
the
black side. I don't know.
Yeah, you heard the y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, he said y'all. Oh, he in the hood now. Yeah, that's where it is. He on
Nah, it's
SmackDown.
the way he said it. It's not what he said.
You seen a gleamer in his eye when he said that? Good for
Yeah.
him for beating leukemia. Though.
Yeah,
No
man,
jokes. All
shout
jokes
out to
aside.
that, man. That's yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to make this a whole WWE thing because some people are like, man, y'all watch that. Listen,
Yeah.
got something for y'all. Y'all got something to say. All right.
Victor got something to say.
Oh, Brandon, I forgot. I was solo on this one. So,
What?
so I
Oh
forgot
no,
I
you're
was
not
solo
solo.
on that
No,
topic.
not that. I just I'm not keeping up as much as you are.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Like that.
Because we grew up on it, and then once it became
Yeah.
like 2012, and it got corny, and then
Yeah,
I just
I
never
fell
gave it
off.
up, and then Brandon fell off.
Yeah, I fell off.
So that's
it.
so that's where we are now. So that wraps up the topics that we had. So we have some time to just talk about whatever's going on.
Yeah, man.
Drew, anything you want to bring up? Got some time that I didn't plan for. So
How long we been on right now?
30 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I'm a little busy engineering right now.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
All right, let's wrap up then, man. Let's definitely you guys get on Patreon. You know,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh,
You got
good
some
job
stuff on
bringing
that.
it up.
Yeah.
Page free.
I'll bring that up. You know, you get some cool stuff with that. You know, we're not shortchanging you guys on that.
No,
you know,
we
just
are
have a
not.
Patreon. We can make sure there's some goodies in there.
Yeah,
all right.
right.
We're always gonna update it and keep some more stuff flowing in too. So
We've already uploaded the ad free. So the $1 tier, you get the ad free episodes, you get the keychain, and then you get all the Patreon posts. On the $5 tier, you get all that stuff with the shirt, and you're automatically entered in all our monthly giveaways that we do for merchandise and all that.
And what's the deal? What's the deal? Where they can get free tickets to
If we get 20 patrons, so we have 6 right now. If we can hit a goal of 20 patrons, then we'll hold a contest for 2 tickets to any sporting event.
2 tickets, man.
2 tickets.
You and your loved one.
Yep, you and a +1.
Plus,
So-
I don't know about plus. I hate that term. So
Do you
much,
really?
man. I hate +1. You can bring a +1.
You get a wedding invitation +1. Like I don't have a +1.
Because
Plus 0.
That makes the person you with sound like an object. You can bring a +1.
makes the
Like,
person
what?
sound like +1 means sound like you
mean a
got
date?
you got nothing to do that day, right?
You mean a date?
Like a pet.
you say 2 whole, 2 whole. Oh, never mind. We're not gonna talk about it.
So yeah, you and your significant other, or friend,
There
or
we go.
boy, or whatever you're gonna be,
Or mom,
or
you know.
mom, or a loved one.
Mother's Day's coming up.
Mother's Day is coming up, so we need her. We got 6.
Yeah.
We need to get to 20, and then we'll get those.
We'll start
get
handing out free tickets.
We'll start handing them, and we'll do the raffle and all that fun stuff. And if you, and we do the monthly giveaways anyway. And if you join those, you join the $5 tier, you automatically are entered into those without having to do the contest. So Priscilla's in the chat. Oh, she signed up for Patreon. She has to wear the keychain. They're going out. All right, we
Yeah.
got to mail out all 6 of them. So they
Don't be getting impatient, girl.
yeah. Listen. But we will wrap this up. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean. Oh man, I always lose the track of it. Where's the rest? YouTube. Oh yeah, we got the YouTube channel finally going.
Spotify,
So yeah,
Podbean,
because a lot of people are
Twitter,
telling me like I don't got
Periscope.
podcasts, I don't got
Yeah, but you can use-
Spotify.
listen,
Now you're on YouTube. There's no reason.
Listen, any video platform you can get on your phone, we're on. Okay.
We are on everything.
Any
possible.
podcast platform you can get on your phone, we're on. Okay, so there's no excuse that you can't find us.
Right.
We're on everything, man. You can't run from us, man.
Yeah, that is
You
it.
can't do
I
it.
don't want to hear no excuses. People like I don't got Spotify, I don't got enough space on my phone, I don't got this,
You
I
don't
don't
need
got
space
that.
on your
Like,
phone.
But look.
You got Wi-Fi, you good.
Hold on.
Use somebody else's.
in the browser, Safari. You got Safari, don't you?
Safari. Some people got.
What'd you say, Trey?
I'm just saying, man, they can listen right on their website,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Philly
right.
Special
Oh, yeah,
Podcast.com.
click on it.
Yeah, click on the
Y'all
the Philly
can
Special
shop and
Podcast.
listen at the same time.
Yeah, shop and listen at the same time. All the episodes go up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and thanks for all the reviews. We're getting a lot of good reviews up there. We got 57 5-stars.
Oh, we got this Dallas trip too.
Oh, we
Yeah.
forgot. So we got to celebrate. So before we leave, so we we launched the show in January, and not to get like all soppy about it, but Brandon and I had this plan for like 3 to 4 years, and then we finally this year we were like, we're tired of waiting. We're gonna launch this thing, and now we did it. And then we brought Drew on to audio engineer, and he's made the show better and better each week. So in result of that, we've been reached out to by SportsCon over in Dallas, Texas. They reached out to us and they want us to be a part of that convention over in Dallas. So we'll be taking a trip out there in July. It's going to be super hot. So we're going to be dark as hell by the time we get back here.
Yeah, man.
We got to meet some rival Cowboys and we got to act like we like them.
We'll meet Big Zeke.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring him a nice bowl of cereal. I'm gonna record it. Put it on
Ezekiel
Facebook.
Elliott. We'll see Tony Romo on crutches. We'll see all that.
Should I give him Apple Jacks or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man? How about that CT
Just
Crunch?
milk. Just milk and a spoon.
Milk and a spoon.
They gonna listen to
Yeah,
this
that's what
podcast and uninvite y'all.
It's too late. It's too late.
They gonna do like Donald Trump did to
Listen, we got-
to the Warriors. Y'all uninvited.
He's like, we was going anyway.
We gotta put some sauce on the invitation, man. You guys just even play.
So
Who we meeting too? We meeting Dak
We'll see
Prescott
Tony-
or is it Tommy Romo?
Well, it's Tony Romo and Ezekiel Elliott's
Dak.
convention. It's their convention, but there's going to be 75 athletes there, 150 different sports athletes. They have NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, and UFC fighters out there.
Yeah, and
so
I think we should do a special stream over.
of course we are
too,
on network
you know,
and all that. We'll talk to Drew. So he wants to come and see what his arrangements are
from
looking
Dallas,
like.
hopefully
What
we
his
can-
arrangements are looking like in that month.
Maybe we
If
can
he
do-
has some obligations, he got to take care
So
of.
y'all trying to
it,
do a
AT&T
show out
Stadium?
there?
We trying to do what?
Like a show out there too?
Heck yeah,
Why not? Yeah.
Because we're going to be live interviewing those players.
We could try to get some Cowboys fans on.
You
just
know
to have
all
a little
this is
juicy-
mobile, man. I could take this with
Yeah,
me.
so
Let's
take
do
it. All
it.
right, man. Get the
Yeah.
plane, get the
And not
tickets.
to
like
We'll talk.
having-
mention,
have
the
a couple
console
cow-
y'all at right there, that's even smaller. That's even easier. That's 2 mics. It's nothing. So
Oh, yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to talk. But because of y'all, we'd be nothing without you guys and your comments and your reviews and subscriptions and your listens and all that stuff. We were able to launch it. We're over 1,200 now listeners in a 2-month span, and not a lot of people can say that. So we appreciate all the support, and you guys have been great up to this point.
What was the actual date this started?
January
what?
4th, 3rd, around there.
The 4th was the date. It was the it was like
Start of the new year. Okay.
Oh, I keep thinking 11th. I always got the 11th in my
Nah,
head.
it was the 4th. It was the first day we launched it. We stayed up all late and then we did.
Oh yeah.
That was before Drew was on. We didn't have the engineer. We was just recording our phones like rookies and
Yeah,
all that
what
stuff.
the
And now we
dude
hear the
always
mics.
do, yeah.
I don't know what they was thinking.
Well, for the
Y'all
record,
see
we didn't
June
know
live.
you could. Yeah, well, here we are. But the show's got a lot better because of just a shout out to him. And make sure if you need beats made, songs, or he does events, weddings, all that stuff. If you're around the 08021 area, whatever zip code right now, 43. What's the Voorhees zip code?
4-3.
43.
Damn, bro, you just I'm editing that out.
Hey,
Put my own address.
No, we don't got the address out here.
Don't do that, man.
Ready to wrap it up. We'll get
But the real
He
city
always
out here.
put, he always put stuff on there. He doesn't.
South Jersey,
What
Philly.
Because what are people
You
in
know what I
Texas
mean?
gonna do? Like, oh, we can't get no events.
I'm not going to. Well,
If you're in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, and you need something, you got
you're in the tri-state area.
Yeah, how
You're
far
in
do
the
you drive out?
tri-state
How far
area.
you? How far you travel?
we go to Philly.
Okay,
I've done events in Philly.
all right. So,
Tri-state area.
But South Jersey,
Jersey, Delaware.
you know,
yep, weddings, DJ events, all that stuff. He
all
got
that.
stories for you. He told us a story not too long ago about how he was getting chewed out by this one dude that went at. What was it, African music or something?
yeah, it was a Nigerian wedding, man. It was an American marrying a Nigerian, and it was just crazy because you're trying to make two families happy, and you know,
Yeah.
they was getting mad because I was playing too much Nigerian, but it was bumping. He wanted me to stop the music right there. I'm like, bro, let it, you see what's going on, right? Like,
Everybody
everybody
dance.
rocking. Like,
Yeah.
I got you though. Like 2 more songs and I got you.
Yeah. So he'll hook you up all types of stuff. The intros you hear, that's all him, and all the background music, that ain't us. We just talk. he got all the background.
He's right, man.
So he got all the
Right.
background music, all the
Talk,
effects
man.
you hear, everything, the barbershop music, all that stuff is all him. So we got people joining now while we're wrapping up. You guys wait too long to join. Brian,
Yeah, what's
shout
wrong
out to
with
Brian.
you,
He
man?
joined Patreon last week.
Stragglers.
Shout you out, man. Brandon Busby, you in there? Join the Patreon. He has good input a lot. Brian, I appreciate you for joining. But we will wrap this up.
9 o'clock, man. Come on,
Yeah, I
man.
know, I
9
know.
o'clock. Get on.
Yeah, y'all gotta
Yes,
get with the
yes.
schedule, man. Gotta get the schedule. So, where we at now? You can reach out to us on Facebook.com/Philly Special Podcast, Twitter at The Philly Pod, Instagram The Philly Special Podcast, YouTube Philly Special Podcast, our Patreon, Patreon.com/Victor and Brandon. You can find me personally on Twitter, VGW3_. You can find Brandon over there,
And the A? No, I'm just playing. Underscore KBL6.
and Drew. Plug yourself.
Beethoven Beats.
Beethoven.
Beethoven, as Victor likes to say, with
Beethoven
the H.
Beats.
If you
Shout
can
out to
spell
him.
Beethoven, you can spell Beethoven.
A dash Beethoven Beats. Shout out. Follow us on Twitter. We're trying to get the followers up. Brandon probably don't want like us saying that, but
My notifications keep going off, man.
yo, because we shared a Twitter account. You just got logged into the email today.
man.
Today.
Yo, I be getting notifications for stuff I ain't even, like
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
groups. I'm like,
I was like,
ain't
bro,
even
we got
in
the
this.
sports con in the email. Check it out. He said, what's the login? I said, Brandon, what the?
Listen, this is the real rise. This is the real reason why I'm never on my phone, you guys, because I get too many notifications just buzzing all day. I'm just like, I'm sick of it, man.
He's like, you got any info? I was like, yeah, I got a whole brochure. It's in the email. He said, wait, what's the login? I said,
Shut up, man. You're not supposed to tell me.
I said, what?
I had to get rid of some stuff, man. It's just too much. It's overwhelming, man.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna put the phone away.
All right, but until the next episode, guys. This Saturday we got the. We keep trying to leave. We keep thinking of stuff. So this Saturday, this is the last thing. We have the NFL writer coming on this Saturday from Fansided.com. He's supposed to be on last Saturday, but we ran into a little thing. But he'll definitely be on this Saturday. NFL writer. He's gonna come and talk Eagles, Carson Wentz, the schedule. Jordan Howard. Brandon will have a lot to say about that.
Let's get some audience questions in too. I
Yeah,
know we need our
audience,
own
we
questions.
need y'all to submit the questions because I know y'all got some things, and we'll ask them for you. We don't mind. So he's excited too. He has a lot of inside draft knowledge too. We haven't done a lot about the draft, and the draft is coming up. And he
I've
has
been
a
trying
lot
to
of-
do. Listen, see, I've been trying to tell Victor, let's talk about the draft.
We got Saturday's
He's
big
like, yeah,
draft
we gonna
day.
do it, man. We gonna talk about the draft. We ain't never talked about the draft yet.
Saturday's a big draft day. We in there. We in there.
Yeah,
So
we
Saturday
gotta
we'll
talk
all
about this,
draft.
man.
All right. All right. But until the next episode, guys.
Hold on. Make sure you tell them what time to tune in Saturday,
Oh,
so they know.
5:30, right?
So they ain't coming in at like 6:30, all late.
5:36.
5:30.
Yeah, we can do 5. Yeah, 5.
Brandon looked like he was having an internal
Yeah,
decision over there. But he's like, "What do I got to do that day?"
I'm just thinking, no work, but I'm thinking about if it's busy, but I don't know if it's gonna be
This
busy
day.
or not yet. But we'll do
Yeah,
5:30.
We'll go drag you out of there if we have
Yeah,
to. But
yeah.
we do appreciate you guys. And so
We're gonna do the podcast
Yeah.
from the
Don't try to drag me
dealership.
away from money.
live from the dealership.
Live from S to S.
Man, but until the next episode, guys, peace out.
Oh man, have a good one, man.
Restream always make my phone burning.
Is the stream behind on the computer?
Probably a little bit.
I also thought the song got balls in it.